Hello, my name is Harry Osborne and I go to the Billericay School. I individually created a music video for the song Let It Go by James Bay. My exact brief was a promotion package for the release of an album to include a music promo video together with two of the following: a cover for its release as part of a digipack and a magazine advertisement for the digipack. There were different media technologies used throughout the research and planning, production and post-production stages. I set up a blog on Tumblr as a platform for all of my work. This way I am able to organise all of it and other people are able to look at it. Democratisation and cross-media convergence have allowed me to switch from a consumer to a prosumer. These are not new concepts for me, as last year I created a 2-minute long opening sequence for a film of my choice. I was a novice last year in this area, so I was just coming to terms with all the equipment, but this year was about developing my creative use of the technologies available to me. My knowledge has increased greatly, meaning I could use different techniques and more complex equipment. For my research and planning, I started by setting up a focus group on Facebook, where I was able to add various members on here and post different images, videos, and posts of my choice. I decided to add mainly my peers as they were a potential audience for my final product. I was able to get online and offline help so I could get feedback whenever I wanted. Getting feedback would help me into developing my ideas into what the audience want. The members of the group were able to comment on my posts using their computers or the Facebook app on their smartphones. I decided to film an introductory video for my focus group to explain their demographics and psychographics. I asked them their name, age, favourite music video and a reason for this. I recorded this using a Canon D3300 and imported it onto the software Final Cut Express, which is on the Apple Mac. I found a song by an artist named Jon Bellion on YouTube and converted it to an MP3, which allowed me to add it to the background of the video. Once this was fully edited, I exported it as a QuickTime movie and uploaded it to YouTube. I used YouTube for everything during the research aspect of creating my music video, especially for textual analyses. These were when I looked at real media music videos and analysed their conventions such as genre, audience, narrative and representation. I then used Google Images to find professional digipacks and magazine advertisements. This way I could see the typical conventions and know what looks good. I copy and pasted these onto Microsoft Word, where I could then add notes about them. I also used Google Images to add onto a mood board. I created this so I can see what the main theme is of this type of music video. If there are any key factors that kept coming up, I can incorporate it into my music video. The most hands-on creative part of making a music video is the construction aspect. To film the music video I used the Canon D3300 again, except this time I improved my skill with it by changing it from automatic to manual. I also used a 32GB SD card as I knew there would be a lot of footage. My video was a hybrid of performance and narrative. I used my school studio to record the vocals and film the performance side of my video. To record his vocals I used the Neumann U87 microphone, which I then imported this footage to Logic Pro. I was able to play with these vocals to get the desired sound. I filmed him lip syncing rather than when he was actually singing, as this way I could get more shots. This meant his lip syncing had to be perfect, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to line it up. The key shot for my narrative was a close-up of a photo burning. I used the lens on the camera to zoom in rather than getting too close to the flame for health and safety reasons. After transferring files from my SD card to my external hard drive, I imported it to Final Cut. I used this software to edit the whole of my music video, as this was the only software I needed. Once I had finished editing, I chose to add a black and white filter to give the video a different tone. A few of my shots were at night, meaning these ended up being too dark. To fix this, I colour corrected it by brightening the whites. I used the software Photoshop for both of my auxiliary tasks. I had a template on my hard drive of all the required dimensions I needed to use for my digipack. To make this easier for me, I edited the front cover of my album on a separate Photoshop document and then imported it onto the template. My digipack was also fully in black and white, but I used a YouTube video to show me how to make this have the effect I wanted. For my magazine advertisement, I didn't need a template, as I just used A4 paper that I needed set on the settings when first opening the Photoshop. In conclusion, all of the technology I was able to use is an example of democratisation. Cross-media convergence allows us to access and manipulate the different media platforms in various stages of production.